Here we have the daily price chart for Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, stock ticker AMD. So as we can see here, we have a bit of a rebound into the Friday close. This was a positive close on the week. So we have seen a bit of a bounce here relative to the 121.83 lows that were posted during the August 5 trading session. However, there is a lot of two-way action here, a lot of two-way price action here. So we're still in a bit of a dangerous price environment. And for these reasons, we do need to outline some very important support and resistance levels so that we can structure new trading ideas here and actually achieve some profitability in this stock, even though we have seen some recent declines. So as things currently stand, AMD is posting some recovery here. What we can say is that the share price has managed to break above the 20-day exponential moving average. That would be the yellow line here, this descending yellow line. So, this is a positive development. It does suggest that we are now back inside of the exponential moving average cluster, which would be this series of 4 moving averages here. And this does, for the most part, put an end to the recent downward trajectory that we have seen for the stock. With that in mind, we do need to outline some important near-term resistance levels because we do start to see some historical resistance that comes in right near 153.60. The reason that I point to this area comes from the fact that this is the price high from the July 31 trading session. And then this is what ushered in these more recent declines into this 121.80 area. So we sort of pull back here a bit. We can see why this area is significant. If we look at the price chart more broadly, it's maybe a bit difficult to see it, but as we can see here, this really is the price high that ushered in all of the recent selling pressure, and this is ultimately what resulted in this low at 121.83. As we can see here, this was truly the buying opportunity for the stock because if you look at these price lows here, what you see is a green candle even at these price lows. So what this really means is that this trading period, and this is a daily chart, so each candle bar here represents one full day's trading activity. So as we can see here, this is a green candle, even though this is the price low. So for some people that might be confusing, but what this really means is that the share price had a higher close relative to its open. So we saw one level coming in with the opening price, and then we ultimately saw prices rise higher into the close. So what this really means is that if we were to drill into the shorter term timeframes here, we would see a lot of downside price action, but then we would see a movement higher because prices did find very strong support at this 121.80 level. For these reasons going forward, this is going to be a very significant support level to the downside. If we do not see, if we were to see prices move into this area and fail to bounce from that area, that would be a very negative event for the stock, and it would suggest that we're likely to see much lower prices, probably well below the $100 mark. Of course, we're not there yet. This level did perform to the top side, so this does show that 121.80 is a very important level of support here. If you look back on this price chart, you can see that we did point to this level previously. The area that we were really watching was this 78.6% Fibonacci retracement of this dominant trend move here. Okay, so this is essentially the price low that came in right around the $90 mark, all the way to the stock's all-time highs coming in at roughly, this would be 227.30. So, this is a very significant price movement to the top side. We were suggesting that share prices would likely find support right around this 121.50 area. Of course, this did happen a bit higher. The markets were kind of anticipating this a bit. So we did see a major bounce here. And as we can see, this ultimate price low that we were targeting was much less than $1 within full accuracy here. We were at about 30 cents in terms of accuracy, 30 cents away from the bottom. So this was an extremely accurate price call, especially when you're dealing with these major movements here to the downside. If we drill into the price chart here, there's almost no green in this area. The green doesn't really start to develop until you approach our support zone. So, this was a highly accurate price call to the downside, and this does suggest that this really was the buy area. Anybody that was interested in going long the stock, this was the area to watch. These are the types of trading strategies that I focus on in the members only section of the channel. Even though we have seen some fairly significant price moves here in AMD, these really do pale in comparison to the stock trades that we're trading on the members only section of this channel. So I would suggest that people take a look at that. It's under $10 a month, and the share price gains that people are seeing from that membership far outweigh $9.99. I mean, it's not even close to being comparable. The trade that we took 2 weeks ago is already up 46%. I think that the worst performer in the entire group is still up by 10%. So, this is with very limited drawdown here, and it's with much less drawdown even than we're seeing within a company like AMD, which is a major company. I should also note that AMD is currently my preferred CPU stock at the moment. Let's say it that way. Previously, I was looking at Intel a bit more. However, there are clearly problems with the 13th and 14th generation Intel processors in terms of production value. And then you did have major surprises during the company's last earnings report. So the same types of shocks were not present with AMD. So for that reason, if I had to choose, if you forced me to choose between Intel or AMD at the moment, there is no question that AMD, I feel, it does have more upside potential relative to its competition in the CPU space. So as things currently stand with this stock, I am looking at some near-term possibilities for resistance. So we have seen some upward price movement here, but the close ultimately came in at 152.50. So we're looking at about $30, a little over $30 in upside share price movement here. That is a positive development, but what we have to remember is that this followed a significant period of decline here. So anybody that was long this stock, you really had to absorb all of these losses first in order to start to see these gains. And I do think that we could start to see some resistance here toward the top of this exponential moving average cluster, because we're running right into the 200-day EMA, 50-day EMA, and 100-day EMA, all within the next few dollars. All of these come within the next $3 in terms of price levels, as far as price levels are concerned. So the upper end of this moving average cluster really comes in at roughly 155.60. So you've got three different moving averages here on the daily time frame that are currently resting overhead. So I do think that the stock could see a bit of a headway here and a little bit of a reduction in the upside trading momentum that we have seen recently. So here's the current market analysis for Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, stock ticker AMD. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.